Welcome to another episode of Trucker Tank with the BullSnot Guy. And today we have a special guest, Left Lane with Lefty. His name's Charles, but he goes by Lefty to everybody that knows him. Great guy. We're going to talk about his trucking career and what he's doing right now and the reason he's doing it right now. So, Lefty, welcome to the show.
Well, how you doing there, Mr. Van?
I'm doing fantastic. We just saw each other at the truck show this weekend, and I tell you, that was a fun. Fun show.
That was a very fun, and I appreciate you and Tony coming on doing an interview. That was really fun. A lot of people were laughing and joking. They were having a good time with it.
Oh yeah, we had a blast doing the interview with you. And for those who don't know that Lefty, he's got his own podcast. He does, he has his own channel, all that good stuff. I'll put a link to Lefty's contact or podcast information, everything below when I post this video, so that if you want to check it out, you can. And he's got a great show and a lot of followers. So there you go. Well, Lefty, what I want to talk to today was a little bit about what you was actually doing at the truck show. I mean, you're picking up a new profession in addition to being a professional truck driver. You're actually picking up a new profession, and tell us a little bit about what you was doing there.
I was there. I was invited there by Kaiser Trucking to go ahead. We met at Matt's, and we were talking, and I got an interview with Greg Kaiser and Austin Kaiser. And they told me they were putting on a truck show and they would like to have me show up. So we ended up coming there. I had a booth set up to show people that I do trucking videos, and I also do still pictures, and I also talked about the podcast that I do, that we do, talking about the ins and outs on trucking and getting drivers together and doing like a round table where we laugh and joke, but then we also have our serious moments on it. But there at the truck show, I was doing videos and doing things for different drivers and showing people what kind of stuff that I can do and what I've been doing.
Yeah, and then you was flying a drone and taking drone footage. And I know that Mr. Bottomley's invited you to the Mayberry show as well.
Yes, sir. I have been invited to have Left Lane with Lefty come to the Bottomley show. We're still in the talks of what he wants done, but that's going to be very, very exciting because that's a big name that's wanting to do more with Left Lane with Lefty. I mean, I've known Mitchell for a little over a year now, and this is going to turn out to be a big opportunity and seeing where it can go and where we can take it. So I am super excited on doing this.
Oh yeah, me and you both were at the inaugural Mayberry show last year, and that was an amazing show. And I know this year, BullSnot, every driver that comes to that show is going to get a can of the BullSnot Visible to help them with, clean up their truck when they get there. And it's based on the number of cans that I've had to send, it's going to be huge this year. And I know there's big plans Mr. Bottomley has for everything. And so I know I'll see you at that show for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going to be at a whole bunch more.
I think you need a bigger trailer.
I'm getting there. I'm selling out. The last two shows, I have just sold out. I mean, it's just been crazy.
I know. You've been, and it's been doing good. And see, on Left Lane with Lefty, most of my videos now that I'm putting up, I'm actually using, because I have your permission, and I've been putting BullSnot and tagging BullSnot actually the logo as the watermark on the videos. So that way they see, not only they see in the truck, but they're also recognizing the truck with BullSnot with Left Lane with Lefty. So I'm
I
helping
sure
you
do
get out there
appreciate
so
that.
everybody see it. Well, that's what
Hey,
friends are for.
that's the whole thing with yeah, and that's the whole thing with BullSnot is we've never paid for promotion. It's all word of mouth, and that's the posse they do a phenomenal job getting the word out there. But also people like you and everybody else, y'all talk about it, and then everybody finds out about it, and next thing I know, I go to truck shows and I sell out, and I'm going, goodness, I
Hmm.
didn't expect it to be this crazy this quick, but it's taken a lot of years developing the products, and now everybody's finally finding out about them. And I can't thank you enough for putting me on your show and for all the support that I've got from you. And for those who don't know, Lefty, he's modest in the fact that he's not going to brag on his work. He's doing phenomenal work as far as videoing, the still shots, everything from this truck show up in Lebanon, Virginia that we were just recently at. So if you've got a truck show and you need somebody to come out and do some professional video and photography, give Lefty a call. I know you're Left Lane with Lefty on Facebook is correct.
Yep.
So and they can send you a message through DM through Facebook, correct?
They can DM through Facebook. I'm also on Twitter. It's Charles Bundy too, but it's actually Left Lane with Lefty.
Yep.
I'm also on TikTok, but you can also send me an email, which is leftlanewithlefty@gmail.com. It's all one group of words, and you can get a hold of me that way for videos or anything else that's going on, for anything you guys have pertaining. If you want to do wedding backgrounds with the truck, or if you're doing graduation stuff like that, we're more than glad to come out.
And now I want to get to one of the reasons you had to switch in your career and jump into photography, and that is what, Lefty?
The FMCSA, 2 years, well, going on 3 years now, 2 years ago, changed the ruling on basically on the ruling, which I don't consider myself handicapped, and most people don't. When they meet me and they know me, they don't consider me handicapped because they don't even realize I'm missing half an arm. But the FMCSA changed the ruling. It used to be, before 2020, anything that was below the elbow or at the elbow or below, you didn't have to have a medical waiver. Anything that was an inch above the elbow, you had to have a medical waiver. So me being a driver for 26 years, never had a problem with it until they changed the new ruling, and I went to go get my DOT physical, and when I did, they refused to give me a DOT physical until I had an SPE, which I was in the middle of trying to understand what that was about when they first started talking about it. Didn't know they already implemented it into effect, and what it did, it kicked me out of the seat, and it took me to get all the paperwork. And I will say my boss that I work for now, which I've been working for the last 5 years, Mr. Gerald Thomas, which is Thomas Construction, that man has pulled strings and got with senators and congressmen to see what we could do and how to get me back in the seat to go back driving for him. And, well,
I mean,
we had things expedited so I could get this SPE done. So for the last 2 years, I've had to do umpteen million doctor visits, physical, I want to say not exercise, but physical demands that they needed for all this paperwork for them to do.
I mean, you're a professional driver for 26 years, safe driving record, and FMCSA, they do some crazy stuff. They just arbitrarily make up rules sometimes, and it impacts drivers. I mean, it took your livelihood away, And so you've got to figure out, some other way around, to make money, because we all have to have money to live. And, decisions and regulations have consequences. The ELD was another one. There's a lot of truck drivers wasn't going to do electronic logging devices. So they either drove old trucks or they quit trucking. A lot of them quit trucking. And your situation is totally different. Was the fact that you've been a professional driver all these years, and they changed the rules and said now you can't drive. That's crazy, just absolutely crazy.
And I mean, and they changed it overnight.
Well, as we were saying before, we had a little technical issues. Was talking about how the FMCSA's decision and rule change took you out of the driver's seat, and what you've been doing for a career ever since. A common question that comes up, and one that I finally asked as well, how'd you lose your arm to start with, Lefty?
I was hit by a car coming home from a baseball game that we just got done playing for the
Wow.
little league that I used to play with. I got hit by a car. It ended up breaking the arm, broke my leg in 3 different places, laid my head open. Yeah, I was pretty messed up. I was on my back for almost 4 months in the hospital. And
Wow.
then they told me I wasn't going to be able to get use out of the arm. It did so much nerve damage when it broke the arm. They said it kind of like twisted it back and then around the other side the way I landed.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's after 7 months of having it no use to it, the doctors went ahead and amputated it. So I've been an amputee since um, close to the end of 1992.
Wow. And it doesn't impact anything as far as driving skills. It's just the way the government looks at it. And so, but as far as driving skills, you're still a professional driver. I drove all these years. You need to get back in that seat. So, we definitely are rooting for you and pulling for you to see you on the big roads again.
I also drive stick. I do not have an automatic restriction on my license. I am a manual driver.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. You're so bullheaded.
A lot of people
Well,
are. They're like, "What? You drive a stick?" Yeah, you just got to be twice as fast.
yeah, true. So, well, anything else you want to impart words of wisdom to all the viewers of this show?
Uh, don't let life get you down. Um, keep your head strong because you're big. You're bigger and better than the stuff that life throws at you. When you think you ain't gonna get ahead of it, and you think you hit a mild spot, it's not a mild spot. God's got something coming. You just don't know it yet. Um,
Absolutely.
like I said before, I went to the truck show this past weekend where I seen you. I was kind of like, all right, I'm here. We're doing this. This is kind of, like stuck in limbo. Do I want to continue with this or do I want to see where other things are going instead of just doing truck shows? And then it wasn't maybe 2 hours later, I had one of Bottomley's assistants come up to me and said, we would like to have you come to our show and represent and do some videos and actually broadcast from our location. So
Yep.
just don't think that if you're in a spot and you think you ain't getting nowhere, just give it a little bit. It will come and bigger things are happening for you.
And for everybody, again, the email for Lefty is leftlane@gmail.com. So leftlane@gmail.com if you need to get in touch with him about getting some professional videos, pictures taken. For all the viewers out there on YouTube, please stop a second, hit the subscribe button. It will help our channel out greatly, and we'll continue to bring you more content. And Lefty, thank you so much for being my guest today. You're awesome, just like always.
You have a wonderful day, sir.
You too, buddy. Y'all have a great one. All the best.